Hello geeks. Welcome to Ubing. Today, I am gonna discuss about the singleton design pattern. Singleton pattern is a pattern that restricts the instantiation of a class to one unique object. This single instance is used throughout the lifetime of program. Let's understand it with an example. Let's say you're the owner of a popular coffee shop franchise. You have multiple locations across the city, and you want to ensure that your customers have the same experience and quality of coffee, no matter which location they visit. To achieve this, you decide to use the singleton pattern to create a class that represents your coffee recipe. This class would contain all the necessary information and instructions to make the perfect cup of coffee, including the type of beans, the grind size, the water temperature, and the brewing time. Using the singleton pattern, you would ensure that there is only one instance of this coffee recipe class, which would be shared across all your coffee shop locations. This would ensure that every location uses the same recipe and instructions to make coffee, resulting in consistent quality and taste. Additionally, if you ever needed to update the recipe or instructions, you would only need to make changes to the single instance of the class, which would automatically update all locations, rather than having to manually update each location separately. Now that we understood what singleton pattern is about, let's look at its implementation. Let's say you have a class called main, which contains the static main method. This class wants to instantiate object of a singleton class. Now, in order to create an object of any class, you would call the constructor of that class using new keyword. If the constructor is public or default, anyone can instantiate the multiple object of that class. As you can see, main class has instantiated two different instances of singleton class.
Okay, wait. Haven't we learned that for singleton, we need to create just one unique object of the singleton class?
That's right. Therefore, we need to restrict this multiple new object creation. The only way you can restrict object creation is by making the class constructor private. We can see that the object can't be instantiated. Great! Now that we have restricted multiple object creation for singleton class, we need to ensure that only one unique object is created and that is used by all other classes.
Wait. Since we have made the constructor private, any class outside of singleton class cannot call it. So, how would any class can instantiate even one object of this singleton class?
Right. The only way to instantiate the class is by calling this private constructor, and the only code that can call it is within the class itself. Hence, if we create a method in this class that creates object of this class, then by calling the method we can get object of the class.
But, in order to call that method, do we not need the instance of the class, which we are unable to create?
Absolutely not. If we make the method static, we do not require instance of the class as we can call the static method by the class name. For singleton, we need to have one unique instance of the class. Therefore, for our getInstance method to return that unique instance, we need to have a variable in the class itself, in order to hold that one instance. This variable needs to be static, so that it can be accessed throughout the lifecycle of program. When we are initializing the class for the first time, this variable will contain default null value. So, we will create and store the new instance in the variable. Now that we have created and stored this unique object for once, we just need to use it throughout the program. So, the next time when we call getInstance method, the value of the variable will not be null, and our code will fall back to the return instance statement, giving us back the same unique instance. This was singleton pattern in a nutshell. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this useful, please like this video, turn on the notification bell icon, and subscribe to the channel for more design patterns.